Hey guys, hope you've been well. This video we're gonna talk get home bags. I go through a lot of different get home bags. I test a lot of gear. I'm always kind of changing up my system. So people are always asking me for get home, bug out, EDC bag videos. So today we're going over the current iteration of my get home bag. But first, let's make some quick announcements. New hats are live on the site. This one is a trucker snapback multicam. We got it with orange and we got it with foliage. We also have our unstructured dad hats with the antique brass buckle. These are in multicam black. These also have orange or foliage logo. A lot of people wanted the traditional kind of flat bill snapback style. So we got these in all multicam black. These will just have one big foliage logo in the middle, kind of border outline. And then for you woodland guys, we got another classic snapback with the orange logo. These ones do have green underbill. They are the official classic snapbacks. So those hats are up. Also koozies, I ordered some koozies. These like woodland camo ones, these like orange ones. And then I have patches. I got a restock of patches. So all these patches are in stock. And I also got these little mini patches too. I don't even know how the focus is. My camera's so far away, I should bring it in. But I got these 1-inch patches. So I wanted some of these to slam on Vertex bags and where you have the little 1-inch Velcro kind of. So I ordered some. Those are for sale. All that stuff on my website, linked down below, but it's also super short. LLOD, that's what she said, LLOD.US/swag. Check that out. So this is my truck. Lately I've been liking to keep the interior pretty Spartan. I did just add these ditch lights. Pretty nice actually. So in my truck, I do still, have my panel, my trauma kit, this is my ham. I'll do a video on ham. People are always asking about my ham setup. I do have this also. This is an OwlCam security camera. And anyway, pretty empty in here. I like it like that, other than the dog hair. So where I keep my get home bag is, then we'll get to the back. I do have this Diamondback truck bed cover, fortunately. Ooh, Diamondback. Anyway, that allows me to mount a bunch of cool stuff, but also secure storage in my bed. So I actually have a trash chute I don't use. I'm giving that to my brother who has a Jeep. And my get home bag. This is a VanQuest Ibex 35. I keep it in here. It's situated with the hip straps up top, so it just kind of lays flat and doesn't really move around too much back here. I leave it oriented like this. Obviously I can grab the bag quick, but I can also grab stuff out of it quick. For me, that means my 300 Blackout truck gun, which I keep in there. All right, so let's take this bag inside, put it on a table, and kind of break it down a little bit. All right, so here we go. We got the bag out on the table. I never know what the best format for kind of going through bags is. I always think it's kind of on a table, so that's what we're doing. This video is gonna be very informal, no sexy B-roll or anything like that. It's gonna kind of be me going through my pack, seeing what's there and talking about it, and kind of maybe on the fly thinking of ideas on how I can make this better. I want a lot of interaction from you guys though. I want feedback. So if you have the time and the interest and the ability, comment. I mean, thumbs up's cool too, but comment down below. Give me recommendations on pieces of kit you think I should add or ditch or change, or if I have a certain one of this and you really have tried it out and recommend a different one of this, let me know. Because my get home bag, I like it evolving. I am a gear tester, so I'm trying different bags and all kinds of stuff. But yes, feedback from you guys. I'm fortunate, lucky to have really, for the most part, I mean, I have trolls just like everyone else, but a lot of you guys are pretty intelligent, I think, and you're pretty squared away. So I learn a lot from the comments, so keep it up. Quick life hack that I've been doing. So this is my Gamut. This is my EDC bag. I kind of pulled it out so you could see it. I get these, so 2 life hacks in one. These at my grocery store a lot of times are buy one, get one free, but they're kind of rotate in different flavors, and maybe it's the ones that are gonna go bad in a month, but every time I check it out, they're good for like a month. So I usually stock up on these when they're buy one, get one free, because they're expensive full price, but at buy one, get one free, they're like a little bit of a better deal anyways, completely unrelated. But what I've been doing is putting a koozie. This is how I came across the idea of wanting to get LLOD koozies, because I just had some other random koozies laying around. And I take this to work with me in the morning. But I was taking these drinks in, and they were kind of like warming up, and I wanted to drink them later. And I was like, I was thinking about like, I don't bring a lunch, but maybe I should just get a lunch box and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I was like, why don't I just slam a little koozie in here? So it's like a little insulated juice. I mean, you could put water or whatever in here, but it's like not fully insulated, obviously, but it definitely keeps it cooler longer. So quick life hack if you're into that. Also, we got the little baby patch right here. Cool, let's get into the bag. All right, so let's just kind of break this down. I did load this up a few weeks, maybe a month or so back. I kind of transferred stuff from my old bag to this new bag. VanQuest sent this bag out and a bunch of other goodies. If you don't know about VanQuest, check them out. I like them for these kind of like bigger packs. This one is multicam black, awesome. It's called the Ibex 35. I've been using their packs for years. Cool guys over there. They make a lot of cool little like different like zipper pulls and little Velcro things and little pouches. I love their EDC Slim Organizers, part of my EDC. Anyway, check them out if you haven't already. This is their Ibex 35. I actually got this. They sent it out to me like right before it was going into production. I've had it for a while. I just haven't had a chance to do a video on it. I wanted to take this bag fully loaded out and go do the incline. It's a hike down in Colorado Springs. If you Colorado people probably know about it. It's like 1,000,000 stairs up into the clouds. And I wanted to take this and then I would probably die, but I ended up never doing it. So I never took it, and I don't know why I even talked about that, but I wanted to do that first, but I just never did it. And that's kind of why this was a while in the making. But we're just gonna walk through how I have it set up, and it's gonna be kind of a learning experience for me, because usually, I don't know about you, but as I go through kit and as I break it down, I look through it and I stare at it. I'm like, how could I do that better? Or what might fit better in there? Or what might make this pouch better or more efficient? Or what item could I get that could handle 2 of those tasks rather than having 2 of those items? That's what I do. I do it on my truck all the time. I'll just sit in my garage and stare at it and dream up new ideas. So that's kind of what I'm going to be doing here. This video will probably be long, but you probably already know that by looking at the timestamp. But yeah, that's the format of this video, no format, but we're just gonna kind of go through the pockets. It's not really a backpack review, but I will be kind of talking about it. The Ibex 35, so it's a 35 liter. It's a bag whose features I'm only using like 5% of. So these straps, it has real hip straps that are removable and fully adjustable. Shoulder straps do have, you can tighten the straps up here to suck the shoulders up, take the load off your shoulders, put it more on your hip. So it's like an actual kind of like more of a backpacking style backpack, but like a small version of one. These straps also right here, this Velcro, they are adjustable up and down, so you can kind of custom fit this pack a little bit. There's some adjustability of the straps. Really cool back here. Good big channels for airflow. Good. Kudos to them there. There are some straps also that I have kind of tucked in here that allow you to kind of lash some more stuff off. And yeah, like I said, it's not really a backpack review video, but I will be kind of showing the features. It does have these nice grab handles here in case you want to grab it sideways like that. So a lot of nice features of this bag that we'll touch on as we go. But let's kind of see how I have this loaded out. So we have this side pocket, which has these kind of PALS webbing that you can attach all your MOLLE and whatever to, but it's very low profile, very sleek. I like that. It's kind of, you know, like the newer version that people are putting on stuff. And then we have this nice tall pouch over here. All these are some compression straps, but you could also like lash stuff to the side. So let's take that all the way open. So this pouch here is kind of boo-boo medical pouch. I'm not gonna go through the whole thing, but it's just kind of one that I've added stuff to. I have tampons, I don't use those. I have tampons, I don't use those, but you never know when somebody needs one. Girlfriend, wife, save the day for them. These aren't for medical uses like sticking in a gunshot or anything like that. They are strictly for feminine use. Diarrhea pills, some other stuff. This is just like a bunch of pills, antihistamines, ibuprofens, Band-Aids, burn cream, a bunch of stuff like that. Just kind of not a trauma kit. This is just, I'll pull it out if somebody has a little boo-boo or needs a little something. That's this guy. Then here I just have a little bandana. Here I have some big gauze. Here I have a balaclava. This is a multicam one. Inside of here I have some fold flat N95 masks as well. And then I have a pair of wool socks. And that's it in this pouch. I'm just gonna kind of leave this on the table because I may come explore some of this stuff later. I don't think I'll change any of that. That's kind of core stuff to the kit that I keep with me. I could switch out the balaclava, you know, in like summer months. I could take that out, or I could swap the socks out for some thinner ones, but I leave those in there kind of year round. But some of that stuff I could kind of rotate. I could consolidate this into one big medical kit if I wanted to, but for now it's kind of, I have two of them, and we'll get into that in a sec. Okay, let's swing over to the other pocket. It is symmetrical in that sense of there is another pocket here. That pocket has some little areas down below as well that you can kind of, a little bit of organization down here, as well as this Velcro panel, but I'll get more into that Velcro panel over on this side. Here we do have another thing. Any of your Velcro stuff will fit onto here. Sorry, I gotta make sure I'm in frame in the focus area. So any of that stuff, any of your Velcro stuff will fit onto here. This is a VanQuest little panel that kind of has, you can use it as a mag pouch or just jam some stuff in here like I have it. I have a flashlight, little pair of scissors. I could probably ditch these because I have a pair of trauma shears inside. So actually, let me go ahead and ditch those now, maybe before I forget. This is a AA flashlight. I have some spare AA's in here. I have a thing of chapstick and a really small thing of sunscreen. I do have a thing of wet ones. I kind of keep these anywhere for cleaning up messes or whatever. Down here near my flashlight, I have batteries. I do keep lithium batteries here. So these are AA's and AAA's. Sorry, I chugged some water because my throat was dry and I feel like I may be burping a little bit. Oh, there comes one. Here is a pack of sticky notes. I like this sticky note system because you can obviously use them for writing notes, but it's easy to mark a trail, leave a note behind for someone, leave a note on a window. There's tons of uses for sticky notes that kind of go above and beyond like a typical notepad. Obviously, like a Write in the Rain setup or something will have some pros and some cons, and these will have some pros also. But I just kind of like this. They're bright, high vis, little pack of Post-its. I will link to as much of this stuff like on Amazon and stuff that I can down below. So if you're curious about items, or if you just want to skip ahead and not watch the video and just kind of see the stuff I keep in here, then you could do that. Sorry, this was kind of jammed down in here. Down here in this pocket, I have a little thing of Repel 100 bug spray, a Sharpie, and this is some little hand sanitizer. I honestly could probably ditch this hand sanitizer because I have wet ones here. I'm trying to trim this bag down. I do have like a 25-mile hike at the very longest. If like there was an EMP and I couldn't get a bicycle or something and I had to walk the whole distance, which I really don't see happening, 25 miles would be my hike. Now that's extreme. I've done a lot of backpacking. I could do the 25 miles in one day, especially since it's just, I'll be following a road up. A lot of people are like, that's gonna take you a week. I'm good. In a day, it would be a long day. I mean, if it happened at the end of the day, maybe it wouldn't take a day. But anyway, I'm not gonna get into that. I'm just kind of going over bag contents, but I do have a pretty long journey. So I could add more for the journey, or I could trim down less. A lot of people will say, oh, you have way too much stuff. And a lot of other people will say, you don't have nearly enough. So it's, you can never please everyone, but I do want to hear that down below. So let me know your opinions. You can be angry about it. You can be happy about it. I like learning, like I mentioned earlier, but I kind of want to streamline it a little bit. So I kind of probably will be reducing my pack size. I did reduce it a little bit when I moved it over into here. This is a little battery pack. I might get away with a smaller one to shed a few ounces, but this is just an extra one I had lying around with a couple cables in here. This is just for what you think it is, charging your cell phone in an emergency. I do have a small pack of gum in here. I actually need to cycle this one out because it's been in here for a while. I could probably ditch the gum too, but it takes up hardly any space and it's really lightweight, so I'll probably keep that. I do have some various pills here. These are like your antihistamines, your ibuprofen, stuff like that. Just because more often than not when I'm need something out of here, I actually have a whole medical pouch in my truck, so I'm actually getting in here pretty infrequently. But sometimes if I go in somebody else's car or something for a longer trip, I'll just grab this bag and bring it with me. So there are some duplicative items of this bag that I have in the car. But anyways, this is really like the most used stuff. Somebody gets a headache, somebody hurts themselves, somebody has an allergic reaction to a bee sting or something. This is used, I use this quite a bit. Did I say already? Pair of headphones. This is just for listening to music, or if I want to listen to the news. I have a little radio in here, I believe. I should have it in here still anyways. If I need to gain some intel without making noise, headphones, super lightweight, very small, always good to have. Also, you know, if you go somewhere and you need a pair of headphones and you forgot them, you can dig in here. So in here, I have this is a little paracord kit. It's like a cutter slash, you know, it rolls up on here, holds a little Bic lighter, has a little end that you can heat up to melt and pull through to give you nice clean ends. This is a little bulkier than it needs to be. This is something I may trim down. I like to keep things in bags. This is just like in a little sandwich Ziploc bag. But that's that. I think I'm gonna keep that. I don't think I'll trim that down. What else do we have in here? Here I have a mag. This is a 300 Blackout extra mag. I had more mags in here and I may add more, I don't know, but they do add weight fast. This is another one I just keep in a bag. I do keep this in the back of my truck, which is pretty weather sealed. It doesn't really get dirty or anything, but I just kind of keep stuff in bags to keep them a little cleaner. So that's kind of it in these top two little pockets that I have here. And then now we'll get to the main part of the pocket. Sorry, I'm trying to keep this bag upright. And right at the top, I have the actual trauma kit. So this is from North American Rescue. And this is like for your serious, this is someone's bleeding, massive bleeding, and you need to stop it. Tourniquet, gauze, that kind of stuff is in here. I do have a pair of Leatherman Raptor shears just kind of clipped onto it. So that's right up top, quick access, because this is the thing I'm gonna need to access quick, maybe. So this is really, it's a pretty minimal kit. I gotta be careful because I don't think I'm gonna edit this video. I'm just gonna upload it. And a lot of times I'll like cut out and like mumble something under my breath. And then I won't edit that out and that'll just make it into the video. So I gotta be careful. So here, kit, yes, this is kind of minimal, but it's small and it's kind of everything you need for just an individual kind of first aid trauma kit. So I have this piece of orange. This is, I make holsters. This is just a spare piece of Kydex that I kind of cut to the shape of the pack. And the reason I did that, I'll unzip the whole pack here so you can kind of see it a little better. But what I have in here is my truck gun. I have it broken down. This is a 300 Blackout. So this is the lower, it's a pistol. This is actually extended out all the way just because I can, but it could collapse to be a little smaller if I wanted it to, or it could extend out all the way quickly. This is a Radical Firearms. They sent me this 300 Blackout because I told them you guys had requested a budget option gun. And for me, it made sense to have a budget option truck gun. I do keep my truck secured. I don't park in shady areas. Like anything could happen. My truck could get broken into for sure. The Diamondback cover could get broken into. It's pretty secure, but someone could get in there. So I like to keep kind of low cost stuff in there. So that is the truck gun. Here's the upper receiver. Let's go ahead and talk about it a little bit. This is live ammo because this is actually my truck gun. This is the real thing. This is staged. This is how I have it. So I'm going to take that away so you guys don't freak out. There is nothing chambered in here, but this is an AR-15, so it'll just go together like you would expect. Boom, boom. We will show that it's clear here for you just so you know. I'll check it. So that is a 300 Blackout. This is an 8.5-inch barrel here with just kind of their standard flash hider, kind of A2 birdcage type looking thing with an M-LOK handguard. Chamber, like I said, repeating myself, 300 Blackout. Has an SBA3, I believe, pistol brace. So this is a pistol, so it's not an SBR, it's not a rifle, so it's kind of works a little better, can drive across state lines without as much worry, stuff like that. And then they coated it, they Cerakoted it in kind of like an OD-ish green. They even put my logo on here. Pretty sweet. But as far as the components, it's pretty bare. I mean, it does have a ambi safety, which is cool. I have an Olight PL2 on here. This is a 1200 lumen light. Can access it pretty easy, holding it like so. If you do thumb over bore, you can do it like that as well. This is another low-cost option. Also QD, if I needed to take this off and slam it on a handgun or something went wrong. I like running a gun like this sometimes with a handgun light at 12 o'clock. So the PL2 works well up there. Quick detach, can transfer it to another gun. If it gets stolen or lost or broken, not a huge loss because it's a relatively affordable light and powerful at 1200 lumens. Here's the kind of the spendiest thing, and it's just because I had an extra one. This is a Scalarworks mount. I love Scalarworks mounts with the Primary Arms red dot on here. Primary Arms, cool dudes, great company. They make really affordable optics. So this is like a T1, an Aimpoint T1 or T2 type equivalent, and it is affordable. So you can get it with their mount, which would be even cheaper. The Scalarworks mounts are high end. So the Scalarworks mounts aren't something you would put on a cheap build, but I had an extra one. I love their mounts. I basically can't live without their mounts. So that mount is on there. Everything else is pretty much how it comes. You can just get this gun without the optic, without the light from them, just like this. Very affordable. You could get it in 5.56 if that's your flavor. I went with a 300 Blackout because 8.5 inch 300 Blackout is awesome. 8.5 inch 5.56 is not awesome. So if you wanted to go for a 10.5 and 11.5, sick. If you want to go for like an 8.5 or 7.5 300 Blackout, is definitely the way to go. All right, and then it has a 20 round mag in here just to keep the whole thing kind of smaller in the backpack. I might be able to fit a 30 rounder, I'm not sure. But that is my truck gun that I keep in my get home bag. So I may do like a full video on this. You've probably seen me shooting it in some guns, but just a really small, lightweight, slick, feels good, fires well, has given me no issues so far. A little package that is affordable. So really, really good option for a truck gun. I'll keep that out. Whew, all right. Man, this is kind of tiring going straight through. So in the pack here, we have this top pocket. I don't have anything in this top pocket. Oh, I did. So this top pocket, sorry, you can access from the inside or you can access from the outside. So I already emptied this pocket. It's sitting on the table. So that pocket is nice because you can get to it from either location. And what should we do? Let's just go ahead and unzip this whole thing. And I think that'll be a little easier to show. So inside we got a hair stuck on here. So this is the inside of the flap here. Had this pocket we just talked about, and then this pocket. In this pocket I have a multicam tarp that I could use for any number of things. It's a smaller one, a 5x7. I do have some paracord, so I could fashion up a little shelter from the rain or whatever. Also hidden inside of here, in case you ever steal my backpack, is some cash monies and yeah, so it's kind of emergency money if the grid goes down, but some stores will stay open maybe, and they'll only accept cash because their machines don't work or whatever. You want to buy a little kid's bike off him for 20 bucks. Cash is good to have if you don't carry it on you. I have it in here, some emergency cash right in here. Kind of hidden, but you know, if somebody's going to steal this bag, they're going to steal the whole thing and they're going to find the cash anyways. But I do kind of keep it hidden in case somebody's like rummaging through the pack for one reason or another. We do have some Velcro down here. So you could put more pouches, a Velcro system, anything like that. As you can see, the bag does zip wide open, which I do like that feature for how I kind of have this set up. Because most of this stuff I'm not going to need to access on the run. If I'm running or whatever, I can slide that gun out quickly like you saw. So the reason for this plastic Kydex is to separate the gun from everything underneath of it. So that's just something I felt like adding, so that way I could get the gun out, slide it right out. It doesn't snag on anything, very smooth. Otherwise, I would be getting the gun out and I'd be pulling on some pouches and stuff underneath. So all this is kind of a cut to shape little piece of very thin Kydex. I have this .06 stuff that I don't use for anything, so I just sacrificed it for my bag. Very lightweight, very thin, and does the job exactly what I was looking for. So that's just something I decided to add to make basically getting the gun out a little easier. So then what you'll see in here is all of my pouches laid out. They're all kind of hooked. There's a whole MOLLE panel in here. There's these Velcro things on either side that you can stash more gear. So this bag, like I said earlier, I'm really utilizing a very minimal set of the features. So you could, your imagination could run wild with this pack. I'm underutilizing it, but it is cool to show you kind of some of the features, and I'll just kind of show you what I have set up here. So I'm going to lay it back on the table here. You're not going to get a very good view, unfortunately, but that's just going to be how it is. I am kind of following the Prepper color code that was kind of made by this other YouTuber, the Urban Prepper. He kind of put things into color codes so that way you could identify them easier. I'm not following it to a T, but I did buy some pouches that had some different colors, and I kind of have it set up that way. So I'll link to these pouches and stuff. This is set black, which means there's probably tools and stuff in here, which there are. So in here I have zip ties, I have some duct tape, some super glue, a water key, an actual water key. This is pretty heavy item. I actually 3D printed a plastic water key that I haven't tested out, so I haven't put it in here because I don't want to be stranded with something I haven't tested. But I need to test out my 3D printed water key because it's much lighter and smaller than this thing. This adds quite a bit of weight, and you know, ounces equals pounds and pounds equal pain. I have a little can opener, a little mini hacksaw in here, and some shims and lock picks. Lock picks, be careful with those because depending on your state, they may kind of be illegal or not. Anyway, that's a little black pouch, tool pouch. I may have a couple other things in there, but that's what we got there. This is another black pouch, but it's not tools, but it's kind of tool type, just kind of random stuff in here. So I have an emergency bivvy. So this is in case I do need to nest down somewhere. I do have a bivvy that I could sleep with, as well as one of these really cheap space blankets. So this plus this will give me some amount of warmth. This is just a Ziploc bag of your shop towels for any number of uses. This is a small thing of kind of like travel camp. Toilet paper, a very cheap emergency rain poncho. This is one of those small 13-gallon type trash bags, some various Ziploc bags, some earplugs, another set of earplugs. I probably don't need all of those earplugs. And then some camp soap. I could probably do away with this camp soap as well because I have the wet ones. So I do kind of, this is good because I'm going through this. I think I'm going to set this hand soap aside and just say I'm going to rely on the wet ones to do all of my kind of hygiene needs, because I may not need any hygiene stuff, but I think everything else I'm going to keep in here because that's a pretty good, pretty lightweight system. Maybe I'll ditch a pair of those earplugs or something. But actually, so this bag always stays in my truck. So if I go shooting, if I go camping, if I do any number of things. So having some extra earplugs is good. Maybe you're sleeping near someone that's a super loud snorer, or maybe someone's at the range and they don't have a set of earplugs. It's kind of good to have extra earplugs for kind of the stuff that I like to do. Here I do have a SOG Seal Pup. I've used this knife a lot. This one I haven't. This one's pretty much brand new, but I've used these knives a lot and really like them for their weight. They're like relatively lightweight, fairly stout, fixed blade, feels good in the hand. SOG Seal Pups, I've been using them for years. I really like it. So this is really the only, I think it's the only knife I have in here. It's a fairly larger, I mean not large, but like it's a decent sized fixed blade that you can kind of use for bushcrafting needs or survival needs or fighting needs. Just kind of a good general purpose, solid little knife that is pretty lightweight. And then I have yellow, which I think is like comms, emergency signaling, that kind of stuff. So let's see in here. These are little sticky LED lights that you can stick to something and they just have a battery in them and they flash or are solid. I'm gonna take these out. I don't think I'll ever use those. I have a little radio in here. This is a little AA powered radio that, again, I can plug in my headphones if I want to, or if I'm just trying to catch the news or something, or if I need some tunes, whatever. It's one of the smallest radios I could find, relatively affordable. I have a little whistle in here, an emergency whistle. I do have a compass in here for navigation and 2 glow sticks. I did have some like road flares in here, but I was like, I probably won't ever use those. So I had another set of road flares in my truck already. Sorry again, I'm kind of chugging that water. Really did it to my burpiness. So I keep road flares in my vehicle for road flare type things. So I decided to ditch them from my bag because they are kind of heavy. So I think this little pouch is good to go. So then we have this pouch, which is orange, which I think is fire. So some fire stuff, which everyone has heavy opinions on. So what I have here is a little Esbit stove. In case I need to boil some water, you can also use these little fuel guys as fire starters or just to make a little self-contained heater to heat something up. So that's what I have in here. It's not super heavy, but it's not the lightest weight thing either. And then I have 2 mini Bic lighters, but I do already have another mini Bic here. So I'm actually gonna remove one of these lighters because I do not need 3 mini Bics. 2 will be good. And then I have some waterproof matches and some wet fire tinder in here. Sorry, I'm looking at the screen and I'm realizing I may be like too far for this to mean much to you guys. I'm pretty much done at this point, but I apologize for not really showing that. Sorry, my camera cut out because I reached the limit, which means this video is getting long. So sorry, I haven't been showing this to you up close and personal. I am still using my old camera. I haven't got my new nice camera back yet from Lumix. I dropped it and broke it and I sent it in for repair, so we'll get that back eventually. Then we have a blue pouch here. Blue is water. So I have a Sawyer water filter here. So this has the filter inside. This is a little bag that I could put water in, or I could put dirty water in, or I could squeeze dirty water from this into something else, or I could just fill it with water and use it as a water bottle to drink right out of. I may need water on the hike home. I may not. I'm walking through some urban areas, so I could just use a hose or something somewhere in someone's yard, or I might have to filter it. I do also have some Aqua tabs here. They don't have directions on the back, so I did just in the Sharpie right here put the usage instructions. That's something good to do if you don't have it memorized and the instructions aren't on the back. I probably don't need its own pouch. This is kind of just a waste of weight and a pouch for those 2 items. I could probably just jam them into a different pouch, and I may do that. I had some more water stuff in here that I ditched because I realized I wasn't going to use it. I realized what I'm missing is my food pouch, which I have over there because I took all the food out because I kind of cycle the food because it is, it expires and you put new food in it. Anyway, I have a food pouch and I'm just putting the Millennium energy bars in it, which are down in the basement. Since I'm doing this video all one time through, I'm not going to show it. All I'm throwing in there is like 4 Millennium energy bars. They're 400 calories each. I have food at my office, which is where I'd probably be. So I'd probably just like throw some granola bars and stuff in there. But those energy bars will be enough to get me home. You're not going to die not eating for a day or a week even or more. That does help your morale. It does give you a little bit of an energy boost, but water isn't food isn't a crucial thing, but I do have some in here. This, I have a Smart Water. This is the bigger one. This is the 1.5 liter. I like the Smart Waters just because they're cylindrical. The 3 liter fits perfectly into one of these Nalgene mugs, so use this if you need to boil water to sanitize or whatever, or to drink out of, or to cook something in if you want to. You could bring some backpacking food, some MREs, some whatever, but the MREs are pretty heavy, so I like to keep things relatively lightweight. But we have the Smart Water 1.5 liter in here. You'll see it's kind of like sucked in. That's because if my car freezes, I live in Colorado, I probably don't need to do this right now, but I do drive up and down elevation, more pressure, it may freeze. I like to usually squeeze some of the water out so that way the bottle's kind of compressed, so that way if it freezes or if it has to expand, it doesn't blow up, it doesn't damage anything. So that's why it's like that, if you're wondering. I like the Smart Waters because it interfaces with the Sawyer water filter as well. So Smart Waters have kind of the more like 2 liter style caps, a little more beefy, and the thread pattern lines up for this. So I like the Smart Waters for those reasons. So this is a good setup. This is bingo, bango. Now the other thing I do have in here is a CamelBak. I forget how big this one is. It's 100 ouncer, so it's one of the little bit bigger ones. It is in the sleeve back here that I'll show in a second. So this is empty. I keep it empty. That's because wherever I am, I will probably most likely, almost positively have water. If I'm at my office, I'll fill this up. If I'm somewhere, if I'm in my car, I always keep extra water in my car. So this is something I don't keep full just because it adds weight and space and I'll want to cycle this out and stuff. So I just keep this thing empty and I will fill it when I need to. Relatively lightweight, relatively compact. Obviously they're a bladder, they're kind of made to be. And let's show the pack here now. So this back, as this is kind of the soft Velcro-y stuff, but you can also put all your MOLLE stuff on here. I just kind of use this as a hook system to these pouches, so you hooked them so they're not all like falling to the bottom, but you can lash whatever you want. I mean, kind of use your imagination, let it run wild. There are these kind of tightening straps down here, and then has this pouch in here. That's where my water bladder went. And then in here, I don't even know if I want to show it, but it hasn't, yeah, I'll show it because it's pretty cool. So this pack is rigid and it uses this system. I forget what it's called, but it may have a name on here. Well, it just says Ibex on there. Anyway, this is ultra light, but really surprisingly rigid for how light it is. So this is what adds rigidity to the pack, which makes it better carrying a load on your back, having some rigidity. Very lightweight, but if you wanted to take that out and kind of have a softer pack, and this does take up a little space and it does make the shape of the pack like this, you know, more conformant to your body, but it means that you can't shove quite as much stuff in it with this in here. I keep it in here, but I did want to take it out to show you just because it's pretty neat. I think that might be it. I do have a carabiner that I always keep on my bags in case I need to hang them from something. Carabiners always just come in handy. I have this little light here as well, which just kind of hooks on to a strap and offers a little bit of illumination. What I'm realizing I don't have in here that I really need to have in here is a headlamp. So I don't know what happened to my headlamp, transferring it from one bag to another, but that's something, a headlamp is something that I'm noticing that I'm missing that I definitely should add into this kit. So yeah, I don't know why it's not in here. Anyway, yeah. So let me know down below. I'll kind of be walking through this on my own on the table here, thinking how I want to improve my kit. And then I'll probably put some stuff down in the video description below, maybe as a pinned comment as well on stuff that maybe I'll add to this kit. But yeah, this isn't really a philosophy of the Get Home bag or anything like that. I may do a philosophy video at some point. I do want to do kind of another Get Home bag testing video. I did one of those a while back with my other bag. But yeah, this pack will be evolving, the contents of it, the bag itself, as it always does on my channel. But really, I'm looking for feedback from you smart guys. So chime in down below. You can be mean if you want. Being nice is even better. Yeah. All right, guys, that is it. That's gonna wrap it up. Like I said before, comment down below, give me some recommendations, all that stuff. Let me know what you'd like to see on the channel in future videos and stuff. Thank you for your time. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for hitting that thumbs up button. Thank you for everything. I do giveaways every month over on Patreon. That'll be linked here in a second or something or whatever. And just take it easy. Until next time.